Good morning there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here today. We're going to do a little series of videos here on how to install your brand new kitchen faucet. Okay, so here's our new faucet here that we picked up at the Big Orange store just yesterday, and here's our old faucet. Okay, problem with this one, about a month or so ago, cold water started leaking around the faucet, filling up the cabinet down here, so we had to shut the cold water off. So now all we got is hot water. So we're going to install a brand new faucet. This one actually had the sprayer on the side. Now our new one, the sprayer is actually on the head. So we're actually bought ourselves a soap dispenser that we're going to install in this opening right here, and I'll show you how to do that too today. So let's go ahead and go underneath. Now what we've done, we've already cleared out all of our stuff that we had underneath here. We had a bunch of junk. Laid a couple towels out because you will get a little bit of water, you know, when you break your lines and stuff loose. So go ahead and have you some towels there ready to mop up any mess that you might make. Step one, which I've actually already done, go ahead and shut the water valves off, hot and cold. Cold's been shut off for quite some time. But go ahead and shut these off, turn them clockwise. Should shut them off. Now the next thing that we're going to do, let me see if I can crawl underneath here and show you. This faucet here is held in by just one nut. Okay, I'm going to try to point to it right here where my index finger is. There's a stud with a nut on it. Now what we're going to do first is take some penetrating oil, because there's a little bit of corrosion on there. We want to go ahead and soak a little penetrating oil on this stud and let that soak for a few minutes, and then we're going to put a socket, a deep well socket, on this 1/2 inch headed nut and back it off of here with our cordless impact. If you don't have a cordless impact, you can use just a 3/8 socket wrench and maybe a 6 or 12 inch extension. So that's going to be step one. Okay, now step number two, after you get that broke loose, is we're going to come down here and you can see where your water lines tie in. The hard line that comes from the faucet itself ties in with your lines that are coming down here to your shutoff valve. So we're going to actually take 2 wrenches and we're going to break these loose. Okay, we're going to disconnect the cold water, we're going to disconnect the hot water. Okay, so then we're going to do all that between now and the next video. So you can go ahead and get your wrenches out, go ahead and remove all this stuff right here, and then check out video number 2. Have a great day, folks. Thanks for watching. Hi there, friends and neighbors. Welcome to part 2 of how to install your own kitchen faucet. We've got the old one out. Here's the old one laying in the sink here, and just like I was showing you in part 1, don't know if you can see this little stud right here. This is a stud that we took this nut and this little horseshoe type clip off of. This horseshoe clip actually fit on here. This is what held your kitchen faucet in place. So we took all that off, and then we were able to go ahead and pull the old faucet out of the sink. And what we did on our little spray hose is we just took a pair of cutters and just went ahead and cut it out, and because we're not going to need this anymore anyway. Now as far as your little spray hose here, this little grommet here actually fit up through like this right here. It's got a plastic nut on it that actually, you know, tightens it up, holds it in place. What we did, we instead of going out to the shop and finding a socket that fit, I just took a screwdriver, bent the little aluminum collar, and actually pushed the whole thing down through the bottom just to get it out of there. Just kind of broke it out of there. Now basically what we got to do, we got a big mess here. Okay, so what this stuff is plumber's putty, old plumber's putty, and you're going to take a razor blade and go ahead and scrape all this stuff off, get it all cleaned off really nice. Get you a little bit of Clorox cleanup, spray that surface down good, wipe it nice and clean, get everything clean. If there's any mildew or anything, the Clorox should take care of it. We're going to get all this stuff cleaned off before we start our next video, and we're going to go ahead and actually set our new fixture in place, okay? Now, it does come with an O-ring, and it comes with some little felt washers here on each side. This piece is actually going to bolt right down here in place, but I do want to tell you that you do want to use plumber's putty, okay? Just like the old sink here was put in with plumber's putty. Plumber's putty is a very soft material, kind of like Play-Doh. Grab you a big old glob of it, work it in your hands, get it nice and soft, okay? And then you can actually run you a bead of this, kind of roll it up into like a worm shape, you know, get it like a big old thick worm, and you can actually kind of lay it out, stick it, make you a nice little edge of plumber's putty all the way around here before you put your fixture in, okay? And what that's going to do, that's going to help to keep any water that can actually get up in between here and leak down inside your cabinet, you know, just from washing dishes and stuff like that. They definitely recommend at least putting a bead on the front edge. I'm going to go ahead and run a bead all the way around, okay? A thin bead, and then when you set your fixture into place and tighten up the locking nuts, it'll actually squeeze some of that excess plumber's putty out of the way, and you'll just take your fingernail and scrape all that off, and you can take your rag and clean it off real nice, and you won't see any of the plumber's putty, okay? Same thing on our little fixture that we're going to put in our soap dispenser. We're going to go ahead and clean that up. We're going to go ahead and probably already have that set in place when we get to the next video too. We're going to do it the same way. We'll put some plumber's putty around it. We'll set it down in there. It'll probably have basically the same kind of lock nut system on it, and we'll go ahead and get it affixed also before the next video. So friends, stay tuned to part number 3, and we'll start going back together with this sink and have some water running shortly. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Hi there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here with part 3 of how to install your kitchen faucet. Now, what we've done since the last video, we went ahead and put our base plate in place. We put the plumber's putty around the edge here, and before we set this sucker in place, and we'll go underneath in a minute and I'll show you how we actually attach that. And we've already got our soap dispenser in place also. Same thing, put the plumber's putty around the bottom of the base, put it down in there, put the nut on from the bottom, tightened it up. And we've actually already got this working. We went ahead and put the bottle on it, and bam, see there, we got some soap coming out of there already. Alright, so let's go underneath, take a quick look, and I will show you, hold on just a second, I want to show you this little special tool that they provided with the kitchen faucet. As you can see, let me get the camera arranged here. Right up here where I'm pointing with this tool, these are plastic lock nuts, and this little tool actually fits the little slots, so you can hand tighten both of these little plastic nuts up against that base plate up top. That's all you do, just hand tighten those up, and that'll squeeze any excess plumber's putty out of there. And so that's ready to have the faucet actually installed. Now right here, friends and neighbors, you can see the blue bottle of soap. That's actually already attached, and basically what we do is basically the same thing. Shove the top of the soap dispenser down through the sink, put a washer and lock nut on that, and tighten it down. Actually didn't come with a special tool. I had to use a 30mm socket and just hand tighten. Just grab the socket and tighten it up, hand tight. Then filled the soap dispenser or the bottle up with dishwashing detergent and screwed it on there. Now let's go back up top right quick, and we will show you what our next step is going to be. This is our new faucet right here. Now what we're going to do, we've already installed the studs. Now actually this whole piece is going to go right here in this opening right here, okay? Now we're going to shove that down in the opening with all the hoses. This is your hot water, cold water supply, and your hose for your sprayer. Everything is going to go down inside the opening, feed that down, and then the two studs are going to be sticking down there too. Now they have this little U-shaped rubber washer that you're going to slide on the studs first, Then you're going to slide the metal horseshoe bracket onto there. That's what's going to actually, you know, hold it to the bottom of the sink. And then they give you these two nuts here that you're going to actually screw onto the studs and tighten all that down, and that will be what will hold your faucet in place. Now they give you this special tool, same tool that you use to tighten the spanner nuts. On the opposite end, it's already got a socket hex there where you can slide it over that nut and tighten it up just hand tight. You know, don't put a lot of force on it. You don't want to end up cracking anything. It doesn't take a lot of torque to hold it in place. So that's what we're going to do before we come back to the next video. We're going to go ahead and have this thing totally installed, and we're probably going to go ahead and make some connections, okay? So now, one thing I want to tell you about your soap dispenser. I learned this from my mom. Easy way to fill this thing. Some people take the bottle off of there. That's a lot of trouble each time. Just pull the top of it out when it runs out and put you a small funnel on there, and just fill the funnel up. You know, not a funnel so big that it takes over the capacity of the bottle, but just fill the funnel up, walk away, okay? If you sit there and try to fill it up till it's full, you're going to get it too full. Then when you shove this down in here, you're going to have a big old mess of soap just oozing out all over the place. So just get you a little small kitchen funnel, stick it on top of there, fill it up, walk away, put your pump back in, bam. That's all you, and you won't ever have any troubles with that. Don't go underneath and unscrewing the bottle. Once it's screwed on there, just leave it there. You can always fill through the top. That's a lot easier. Okay folks, we'll be back with part 4 here soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Howdy friends and neighbors, we're back here with part 4 and the final video of our faucet installation today. We've got this sucker all hooked up and working. We've got our soap dispenser hooked up and working. We'll show you the water coming out. This little lever here, you flip it up. That's for hot water and pull out. That's straight hot, or you can blend it. Whether you go down, that's cold water all the way out. You can adjust your temperature just by flipping the lever back and forth. And this right here, you got a little spray nozzle like a little shower head, and this does pull out to where you can spray everything down really good. I mean, I love this. This is really cool. This thing swivels around. Really cool, man. I like this. Alright, we got our soap dispenser. I think we showed you that in the last video. We had that up and working. We got a little bit of dishwashing detergent in there. Now let's go underneath and I'll show you what I did to get all the plumbing hooked up on this thing. So let's go underneath right quick and we will show you right quick what we did. Actually, I used my existing lines that I had that were already screwed into the main lines coming through the wall. The steel braided ones are the ones that actually come from the new faucet. So this stuff just kind of loops around. I may eventually, you know, next time I'm at the big orange store, I may buy some little short braided hoses and make it where there's not so much stuff underneath the sink here, but I did get it tucked out of the way pretty good. We made our connections, tightened them up with a 7/8 wrench on one side and a 17 millimeter, I believe is what I used on the other side. Tighten those down. Don't over tighten them. Our hose here connection is just it's a compression type fitting that you hook your hose to the existing hard plastic line on the new faucet fixture, and all you do is loosen up your compression fitting a little bit by hand and shove the plastic tube in there. It's got a couple O-rings inside there, and you just tighten it back down and it makes a watertight seal. And that's basically it, friends. Here's a little weight that comes with it also, and you want to install this weight in such a fashion that you let your hose hang down till you get a U shape like this right here, and then put your weight on the side that's going up to the faucet, so the full amount of the weight actually tugs on that. That's what keeps it pulled pulled back tight when you're not using the sprayer feature. So that's basically it, friends, and wasn't really that hard. Probably if I wouldn't have been filming a video, it probably would have only took me probably an hour tops to install this thing, and not very hard to do at all. Minimal amount of tools required, you know, some wrenches and a socket or two, and maybe a large pair of pliers is basically all you need to install a new kitchen faucet. So hope you enjoyed the 4-part video series. Take care. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.